Your mind is a sword of power. Hi, I'm Reverend Andrew Bozeman, and this is On the Wings of Your Mind. Your mind is a sword of power. Welcome back. It's a new season of The Wings of Your Mind, and as you can see, we've started off with a couple of changes. The opening sequence is a little longer and a little more active. And we've added a request for your financial support on our website. So let's continue creating discussions to increase your awareness of your mind, your own spiritual power, and the power of your mind. Today and tomorrow, our discussion goes on, your mind is a sword of power. Now, the idea of symbolically expressing mental energy in the form of a sword is a manner of expression that has lasted for thousands of years. In the tarot deck, we have the suit of cups, and cups represent the emotions. And then there's swords, and swords represent the mind, the mental power. In magical rituals, the Archangel Raphael is associated with the sword of truth, the sword of wisdom. And in language, a brilliant mind is often referred to as a sharp mind, sharp like a blade, a sword blade. So your mind is a sword of power. And we're now in a time of great breakthroughs. The old belief systems that described our reality as solid and impenetrable are breaking down and being replaced with a more enlightened view of the world, of what reality actually is, and the power that resides in our minds. The world around us is not solid. It is a continuously vibrating collection of fields and energies that create the illusion of solidity. Your body also is not silent. It exists as a collection, again, of fields and energy. Now, in the past, I've shown you how your body generates an electromagnetic field around itself that goes out for several feet and is generated by the heart. And that field interacts with everything around it, every body around you. So on top of that, the scientist Rupert Sheldrake has discovered that there are interweaving fields all around us and throughout the universe. And it's through us that these intervening fields, he calls them morphic fields, connects us to our families and to our community and to our city and to people of our ethnicity. There are all kinds of fields, morphic fields, that are being generated around us and are moving through us and are influencing us in ways that we have no idea of. But they're continuously vibrating through us and around us. And all this is influenced, or can be influenced, by the power of our minds. Our minds know that a reality is not static. Our minds know that reality is not solid, and that reality is not unchangeable. In actuality, reality is fluid as water. It's ever-changing, it's continuously vibrating, it's incredibly responsive to our thoughts. And once we learn the secrets of the laws that govern this great mishmash of fields and energies and frequencies, then we can begin to make changes to it. Now, I know you've heard about it. I know we've often, many of you have already tried it and worked with it. But the power of our minds can really affect our reality. Please click on the thumbs up button, and if you haven't already done so, please choose to subscribe. I would love to, in addition, hear your thoughts and comments. So you can find the chat box on the right side of the screen, or the comment section below the video. Also, I invite your financial support by going to my website, bozemandevelopment.com, and clicking on the Please Donate tab. and you can support us through PayPal. So any help you can give us there, we would deeply appreciate it. Okay, so we've all heard about the law of attraction. There's been a mind-boggling array of books and podcasts and films on the subject of the law of attraction. And many of us have already tried to use the law of attraction to bring things that we wanted into our lives. We've used affirmations, and we've used visualization, and we've used vision boards and tapping and whatever the next new thing is to invoke the law of attraction. Unfortunately, too many people have become frustrated with the whole process of this law of attraction thing because it has not worked for them. All too often the law of attraction doesn't seem to be working. And there's a reason for that. Why hasn't it worked? It hasn't worked because there is so much more to it than just utilizing the law of attraction. There are other intervening laws and interwoven laws that are working in this as well. And so if you don't use it all, then none of it works. It's like, I liken it to knocking on a door, and then when somebody tells you to come in, you don't turn the knob and push open the door. There's more to it than the knock. There's more to it than calling upon the law of attraction to bring stuff into your life. So we're here to talk today about how to use all the pieces of that puzzle. So first of all, changing reality isn't something that you happen. Something you allow to happen. It is not through your effort to make something happen. It is through your inner work that makes you happen. So changing reality can only happen after you have laid out the groundwork. And once you've laid out the groundwork, the universe, which we also know as infinite intelligence, will do what it does and make the changes in your life all on its own. You create the space of receptivity for the changes you want to have, and then the change happens all by itself. So, I started this broadcast by telling you that your mind is a sword of power. And I started there because your mind generates thoughts, and thoughts are things, and thoughts have power, and thoughts are creative entities that can eventually mold themselves into physical reality. But first, there are several things that keep that from happening the way for you would like it to happen. The first thing that stops your thoughts from bringing itself into reality and bringing you the life that you want to live is called consistency. Consistency. Most of our minds are inconsistent. They're always changing. We may want a chocolate shake today, 1 minute, and then the next few minutes we see a strawberry shake, or maybe a vanilla shake. All kinds of temptations come our way. It's that way with everything. We see a car we really like, and we start doing affirmations and visualizations to get that car. And then suddenly we see a car, a different car, with a brand new color that is stunning. And we change our minds, and we want that one instead. We want a particular job, a job that will change our lives, a job that we know we will love, a job that we know will make us successful. But then we start thinking, I probably won't get it because I don't have the right experience, or I don't have the right education, or I don't have the specific knowledge that that job needs. Yes, your thoughts are powerful. Every single thought you have is powerful, and therein lies the rub, because you think one thing this minute and another thing the next minute, and they can cancel each other out. We can cancel the power behind our thoughts by then thinking a thought that is the opposite of the first thought. We can kill our power before it even gets out of our heads, before it even gets a chance to go to work for us. You know, I've had occasion to hear someone talk about they really want a house like that, looking real. That's really a beautiful house. But then 5 minutes later, they start saying, the upkeep of that house has got to be expensive. And there are so many things that can go wrong with a house like that. I'm not sure I want to have to deal with all that. You think that person is going to get that house? Not a chance, because they're canceling it as soon as they order it. So consistency. Consistency is critical if you're going to use the power of your mind to change your reality. Consistency requires something that most of us hate: discipline. Another word for discipline is denial. Yep, denial. Having discipline means denying yourself the luxury of not making a decision and having to stick to it. There is so much temptation out there. So many things that look good and feel good and taste good. Why should I have to choose one and stick with it? Well, here's a newsflash. Without discipline, you won't really get to enjoy any of it, because what you want will always be elusive. On the other hand, when you bring discipline into the picture, your thoughts and your mind become like laser beams, focused, powerful, effective. Okay, so now you have the thoughts you want to settle on, and you can keep focused on it. But then, what drives them? What drives those thoughts? A car doesn't move unless you step on the gas. And a thought doesn't go anywhere unless there's a push behind it. A push behind it to get it out of your head and out into the universe. So what is the driver of thoughts? What is the motivator? I would say it is desire. Desire. If you really desire something, you add a whole new element to the process. You add an energizer. That energizer is called emotion. Emotion. Energy in motion. Emotion. You've got to feel it. You've got to impel your thoughts with emotion, also known as feelings. And those feelings have got to come from deep inside you. Neville Goddard, the metaphysical teacher from the 40s, wrote a whole book on it. It's called Feeling is the Key. Feeling is the key. He says, whatever the mind of man can conceive and feel as true, the subconscious can and must objectify. Your feelings create the pattern from which your world is fashioned. The trouble with emotion is that it's usually transitory. You feel one emotion this minute, and then a few minutes later, you feel an entirely different emotion. When I think about the human condition, I'm often amused. Remember, we are individualized expressions of infinite intelligence. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And we come into these human bodies, into this human life, as a learning experience. Life on earth is a training ground. And as in all training experiences, there are obstacles and pitfalls and twists and turns and trials and failures and errors, but they're all designed to sharpen us and strengthen us to grow and overcome. So after the training is over, we are prepared to face whatever comes at us. Whatever. So the human body, along with life, does that to us. It's part of the training. It challenges us. It trains us. Here we are trying to master this thing that we're living in, the human body. We're trying to learn how to take care of it. We're trying to learn how to maneuver it, how to control it, how to make it do what we want. Yet all the time, the human body is resisting us because it wants to do what it wants to do. It's always finding clever ways to derail us and subvert our intentions. We find that it is often leading us down paths we didn't intend to go down, right? And we look up and all of a sudden we're someplace we didn't want to be. We didn't expect to be there. Our bodies took us there. Our temptations, our curiosity, whatever. Frustrating as it may be, it is also one of the adventures of living in a human body. It's full of surprises. It really is. So we need emotion to drive the thoughts we want to use to build up our own reality. We need this emotion driven by desire. But in order for that desire to actually do its job, it must come from deep within us. Otherwise, it's not a deep desire. If it's not a deep desire, it's just a free-floating desire, and it doesn't stick because it changes from one period of time to the next. It doesn't build up much force behind itself, and it needs power behind itself if it is going to be effective. It doesn't need to be transitory. It's got to be solid. It's got to be clear. That's why it's got to come from deep within us, not just some here today and gone tomorrow, but deep within us. If it comes from deep within us, then that enables us to resist temptations. That enables us to resist distractions and doubts. It's got to come from within us. It's got to come from deep. And what makes it happen deeply? Belief. Desire is empowered by belief. Belief that it is right. Belief that it is valid. Belief that it is really what we want. Belief that it is really what we deserve. Belief that it is worth holding on to in spite of the odds against it. Belief. It is belief that feeds the desire, and desire feeds the emotion or feeling, and that emotion or feeling drives the thoughts that go out into the universe to build the kind of reality in life that we want and deserve. See, a little bit more than just the law of attraction. So when that reality is properly formed, then that reality will come to you automatically. That's what's so amazing about it. You don't get what you want, you get what you are. And that is formed by your feelings, deep feelings within yourself based upon belief. Sort of like the dog who automatically comes back with the ball when you throw it and brings it back for you to throw it again. Yeah. You may think that we are just talking about the law of attraction, but we're not. There are several other laws involved here. There's the law of cause and effect. Law of cause and effect says nothing happens, that is the effect, does not happen without a cause. So in order for you to have the effect you want, you got to do something. You got to think. You got to use the power of your sword-like mind. That is the cause. Your thoughts are the cause. Your reality is the effect. Then there's the law of correspondence. The law of correspondence states, as above, so below, as within, so without, or that which is expressed from the inner world is matched by what is seen in the outer world. Law of correspondence, and vice versa. Then there's the law of vibration. Remember, we're in a universe that is continually vibrating. Everything is vibrating. So as you've learned in high school music class, you remember that a long time ago, when an instrument vibrates at a certain frequency, then a nearby tuning fork will also begin to vibrate. It will resonate and begin to vibrate at the same frequency. They resonate together. That's the law of vibration. So when you reach the right vibration, that's the reality you want in your life, then that reality will begin to resonate with you, and you will find yourself in the middle of it, because your vibration matches its vibration, and it will become one with you. But over all these aspects of universal law, the different aspects of universal law, the law of attraction, the law of cause and effect, the law of vibration, the law of correspondence, there's one law that is above them all, and that is the law of alignment. When you meet the dictates of this law, the law of alignment, there's nothing that can stop your life from becoming what it is you see in your mind's eye, what it is in your thoughts, from becoming the life you are actually living. The law of alignment. The law of alignment involves you coming into alignment with the perfect track laid out for you when you came into this life and into this body. You know you're here for a reason. You are here for a purpose, but you have free will. So you can decide to go down a different path. You can decide to live a life different from the one you came in here to live. You can decide on a different life. Unfortunately, it probably won't be as ideal as the one that was laid out for you, the one that was planned for you, the one that you're supposed to follow that track, but you chose to veer off on another track. So if you decide with your free will to move into alignment with that divine purpose, then when you do that, it's going to take your life to the kind of heights and happiness you could only imagine. Yeah, the law of alignment. So tomorrow, let's talk about it. The law of alignment. It's been written about in the Bible. It's always been there, and it is the overriding law to all the others. Okay? In the meantime, let's close with prayer. Thank you, Infinite Intelligence, for bringing all of us together in this life so that we may become spiritual warriors in joining the work we have come here to do. Thank you, Infinite Intelligence, for bringing us into this space of awareness and a deeper understanding of ourselves and our relationship to life and infinite intelligence. Thank you for showing us who we really are. We open our minds and hearts to the truth of our being. We are the children of God. We are individualized expressions of infinite intelligence. And because we are part of the greater whole, we're beginning to understand our value to the continuity of life on this planet. As we become channels of your power, infinite intelligence, we can feel your presence within ourselves and within our lives more and more. We know that as we feel your presence within our lives every day, we will rise, because we are no longer cut off from you by being immersed in the darkness of fear, anger, and the pain of unforgiveness. So we're now restoring our connection through the grace of forgiveness, knowing that as we learn to forgive ourselves for the pain we have caused to ourselves, and as we learn to forgive those who have inflicted pain upon us, our connections will grow stronger, and our lives will grow happier and healthier and more prosperous. And for this we are truly grateful. As above, so below. As within, so without. And so it is. Amen. Again, please click on the thumbs up button, and if you haven't already done so, please choose to subscribe. Remember, I'd love to hear from you, your thoughts, your comments, your suggestions. So please use the comment section below the video. Also, I welcome your support. So you can go to bozemandevelopment.com and click on the Please Donate tab. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. In the meantime, I am Reverend Andrew Bozeman, and this is On the Wings of Your Mind.